Alright, I'm doing some work for my brother, and I was listening to Perpetual of Carthage. You know, a lot of these documentaries are great. The one on Chrysanthus and Daria, the one on human sacrifice or child sacrifice, infant sacrifice at Carthage is very good. The Aegean Apocalypse is very good. You see, I'm building him kind of like a Stonehenge thing. The only problem with this one about Perpetua of Carthage is that they say that there's no evidence for persecution until not in Trajan's period. Trajan says if they don't commit any crimes, just don't worry about them. Well, that might be a little bit true if you read Trajan, but Pliny sure as hell tortured the shit out of two deaconesses and had them killed just because they were obstinate. He saw every Christian as just being obstinate, so he tortured them and killed them. So yes, there was persecution then. And then they try to say Irenaeus in his letters builds up a cult of the martyrs. I'm sorry, that was already there in the year 100 with Ignatius of Antioch. So it's already there during the time of Ignatius of Antioch, the idea of martyrdom. And it's ridiculous. After they mention, and this is a good over 150 years before Irenaeus of Lyon gets on the scene, and then they say Irenaeus lists books, and then they start going into books that aren't in the current Bible. Yes, it's true that the older Bibles had, the older codices had the Shepherd Hermas, the Didache, the Epistle of Barnabas, things like that. The only problem is they start talking about Gnostic Gospels and heretical works like Mary Magdalene, the Pistis Sophia, stuff like that. And in Ignatius's writings, Adverse Heresies, he lies out the four canonical Gospels. He doesn't mention any works that are outside of the current New Testament. So, I mean, it's really sad. People watch this stuff on Nat Geo or on the History Channel or on the Science Channel. They think, oh, these people, they wouldn't be intentionally lying and misleading. Well, I would challenge you to read it, Irenaeus of Lyon for yourself, as well as Ignatius of Antioch. Not to mention there's writings in between. There's, you have Polycarp, you have Clement of Rome, and then there's cats like Origen and Clement of Alexandria, which you could read. But I mean, the amount of things they get so wrong. And okay, what about the persecution of Nero? Christians were persecuted under Nero. Christians were persecuted all throughout the empire. And read the letters, read the back and forth between Trajan and Pliny. Pliny was going and killing all the Christians he could find, torturing two slaves that were deaconesses to death, and then since they wouldn't renounce the religion, they said they wouldn't do any violence, they said they wouldn't go against Rome, but since they were still believing in Christianity, he had them tortured as much as he could and then put to death. It's kind of like a serial killer. It's true that he asked Trajan for his input. Trajan kind of gave a glib answer, oh, well, if they're not breaking the law, whatever, but they were breaking the law by not burning incense to Caesar. The Jews got an exemption, the Christians did not. So, yeah, there was persecution. It's just a straight out lie, and yeah, they were killed. I mean, the martyrdom of Ignatius of Antioch, the martyrdom of Polycarp, these people were executed. Chrysanthus and Daria is one of them, and then later on you get the persecution under Diocletian, one of the the biggest Christian persecution there was, even bigger than Nero. And Nero did blame the Christians. We get this from pagan sources, not just Christian sources. The first to mention this are pagan sources. So, yeah, what a letdown. I'll watch the rest of the thing on Perpetual Carthage and let you know. This is just part 1.